My name's Anton Pruden. I'm a third generation goldsmith, silversmith and jeweller. My specialisation is big pieces of silverware, which is kind of unusual, but I've been here in Ditchling in our workshop for over 20 years, and we've been making all kinds of different things. We, as I say, specialise in silverware initially, and we've got an international reputation for church work, and we do corporate silverware. We do chalices and large pieces for cathedrals all over the country and abroad. My grandfather, Dunstan Pruden, was a well-known silversmith, primarily ecclesiastical, and his career spanned really between 1930 and 1960. And although I didn't learn with him, I was always in his workshop, and then I learned with my aunt and uncle up in Gloucestershire. A little bit. It may be, if you're not careful, that your file curves a little and it starts to take off your corners. That's where, again, adjusting it helps.
Right, so
we
it's
just
no
teach once a month.
Right,
It's
slide it into that way.
Nice way.
We've always taught silversmithing and goldsmithing here, either in evening classes or like today, a whole day course. And what I've tried to do is get people really who've done none whatsoever and come in and make something from start to finish in one day. It gives them a great sense of satisfaction, but also an idea of what the craft is all about. The types of students that we take are very varied. Quite a few retired people who've got plenty of time. But there's also students starting off that come to us, and through the 20 years that we've been teaching, we've brought people from teenagerhood right through their degree onto their professional makers career, and we've actually now we stock about 4 people who we have trained here in the workshop and shop, which gives a great continuity because we've seen their work develop, and it's very much of our style and quality as well. So it works really well for them and us. And it's something we're committed to here, is to see that the trade continues. It's very healthy. Luckily, we're well supported by people buying quality products. But it's great to see youngsters come through the whole process. Let's solder it up and then bash it like hell. Best way. I'll just make it slightly flatter now.
Well, I tell you what, there's a drawer.
I've got one in the two. So it's going to drop down in there, is it?
Yeah.
So do I need to open it or not?
Well, that's what I mean. Get that the right size for your finger. Which is it the right size? Yeah. And then we need to. What's really good is to show people the potential that they have got and the potential of the materials. They can start off with only a vague idea of some piece of jewellery for themselves, and they can, as I say, work from just a concept to the finished object by the end of the day. Once a student has got some idea of what they want to make, then the first thing is to get exactly the right type of material, or at least as close to the material that they will need before they process it. After preparing the materials, the next stage is to form the metal into whatever shape you want. And that can be done through a series of hammer work, mallet work, or bending or stretching. You can use pliers. There's a whole range of tools that you need to form it before then joining it at the forge. Well, because I think it'd be easy to rip them off, wouldn't it? Whereas you want to get in there and start brushing the back.
Do you want me to take them? Our first roller disco in about 45 minutes.
Preparation of materials is something that is kind of obvious, but actually if you get the material as close to the finished object as you can, the quicker the process will be. A great myth of craftsmanship is that as craftsmen, we are patient, and we're not at all patient. Actually, what we're doing is looking for the quickest way for the finished product. In the old days, of course, it would have to be there would be a lot more material preparation than we have to do now. Our bullion dealer, who isn't very far away down here in Brighton, stocks most shapes and lengths of wire sheet that I need. All I need to do is order it. Of course, there is a certain amount of alteration, but it's not as much as in the old days, so that helps us a great deal. The bench work that we do consists of sitting at the traditional jewellery bench. You can see the cutout here with the pin attached, which is how you hold the work. It's always got to be done up against a piece of wood rather than held in a vise like a lot of metal work, because it's too soft a material. So you do your filing and your sawing up against a bench, and you can see underneath the bench the what I call the skin to catch the scrap or indeed the work if you drop it. And after that we go to the forge, which is where you heat the metal, either to soften it or to join it with soldering. I use turntables a lot. Alright, do it again, and this time we're going to twist light and make that. Now, no, it's fine. Let's just let it go in there. Now, that's quite even, you see? Yeah. Undoubtedly, one of the most difficult things in silversmithing is soldering, because you're not only trying to see exactly the results of your actions, but there's a lot going on. The temperature is very close to the melting point of the material, and it's very easy to burn the material, melt it when you don't want to, and so the observation becomes even more critical because it's also very quick. And then it doesn't matter if we wasted it. If this was gold, I wouldn't do quite so. Now I can see my cut. You see what I mean? Yeah. I'm using the sort of length of the blade, but it's cutting fairly quick. One of the things that I try and teach with goldsmithing, and it really applies to all crafts, is that it's really about looking at the results of your actions. When you're making something, people tend to try and copy what I'm doing with my hands and hold it in a certain way and file in a certain way. But actually, it's about seeing the results of your actions. And I never can file or hammer without seeing exactly how that file stroke or hammer blow works. And then you can alter it to get the right effect. So it's really about observation, and it's something that people aren't used to doing, observing in quite such a critical way. So if you want to talk about, yeah, just a quick move. Back here, don't we?
Get these bits fitted on there, and also how to recon this because it's so thin. I tried to put it on them.
Finishing is a real skill, one of the muckier parts of our work, but and people tend to think of it as just an add-on, but actually it's a highly skillful task that can take a long time, because of course you're removing a lot of metal when you're finishing, and you don't want to remove too much.
I like the fact that, the rain and spring and skating and all that, plastic,